Hey everyone. I know we all got some bad news today. Um, the FCC, in a 3 out of 5 majority vote, decided to vote away net neutrality today. Um, I have already seen the list of states that are hopping on board the lawsuit train, and there's also word that there is a nonpartisan bill being drafted in Congress to preserve net neutrality, probably under a different name because it's a different thing, but we'll see how that happens. Um, I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised, and I want to be one of many to encourage everyone to keep fighting because it is completely unfair and undemocratic for these uh, 5 people, or more accurately, 3 out of 5 people, to completely ignore the voices of 85% of Americans. They had very little support in House and the other branches to even make this decision to repeal internet neutrality. And Ajit Pai made it clear that he had his own agenda when he entered in, and he committed to his agenda, and he went on ahead and executed it with the help of 2 others. Very many thanks to the 2 that did not vote against net neutrality. We are all very aware that the fight is not over, and we appreciate you being voices on the side of us, basically 85% of us. One thing that I thought about that inspired me to make this video is that the FCC does not get the obscurity and confusion that other issues get. The most prevalent example is the Hillary-Trump election, where Hillary got the popular vote and Donald Trump got the Electoral College vote, and we're basically left to fight amongst ourselves. Meanwhile, Trump is allowed to commit all kinds of chaos and be absolved of all kinds of responsibilities. But because of how popular vote versus electoral college vote works, there gets to be that obscurity that can afford us basically fighting amongst ourselves over who's right and who's wrong, while issues basically go unaddressed. The FCC does not have that kind of obscurity. This is flat out 3 out of 5 people ignored and mocked 85% of us. All of us, not based on party, not based on race, not based on gender, any of that. 85% of us were completely shoved out of the way. And there's nothing obscure about that. There's nothing confusing about that. And I do hope to continue to see everyone fighting for net neutrality. And I do understand that they're already, like, the ISP services are already gearing up to start charging people extra. Me personally, CenturyLink is a terrible service. We keep getting overcharged for services that we don't have. This morning our service was dropped while I was trying to keep an eye on the net neutrality thing as it was happening. So I'm especially pissed off that our service dropped today. And we found out that whenever there's an inquiry of any kind, they send a maintenance man, even if it's a bill dispute. So they're basically really good about wasting people's time and money and their own resources. So I am on the side of getting rid of the internet if they start charging us more money for this terrible service. And I know that I am not the only person in my position, regardless of what internet service that you have, although there are plenty of complaints against CenturyLink and Comcast, as far as I know. And also Cox. But yeah, so a lot of us are already dealing with really crappy internet that we're already paying too much money for, and then they want to charge us tier packages. I'm not going to accept that. I'm going to continue to fight for net neutrality, And for that list of states that are filing lawsuits, I and many others are going to be pushing to get Minnesota on that list. And I do hope my home state of Louisiana gets on that list. I know that's a long shot, but I would hope that that would be something that happens. In the meantime, y'all take care of yourselves and each other, fight for net neutrality, and kill your local rapist. Take care.